Welcome to this explainer. Okay, picture this. We're in Kansas City, the floodlights are blazing, and the stage is set for something truly, frankly, mind-boggling. Imagine a 38-year-old master walking onto the pitch for what pretty much everyone agrees is his final World Cup act. We aren't just breaking down a football match today, guys. We are watching living, breathing history unfold right before our eyes. Let's rewind for a second and contrast two totally different yet completely connected eras. Think back 20 years to a teenage boy from Rosario, Argentina, stepping onto the absolute biggest stage in the world and scoring on his World Cup debut against Serbia and Montenegro. Now fast forward, look at the man he is today, a 38-year-old veteran who just dropped an absolute masterclass on the entire world. The journey from that teenager to this veteran, it's literally the story of a lifetime. So, moving into our first section, 20 years, 200 caps, and the undeniable weight of this moment. 200. That is his 200th international appearance for Argentina. Just let that sink in for a minute. That means 200 times lacing up his boots and pulling on that iconic blue and white shirt. His kind of longevity stretches across 6 World Cups and spans 3 entirely different decades. It's a monumental milestone that absolutely no other player in the entire history of the sport has ever reached. No one. And you know, the timing of this is just incredibly poetic. Like it's straight out of a Hollywood script. This performance came exactly 20 years to the day between his first World Cup goal in 2006 and his 200th cap in 2026 against Algeria. And because the universe clearly loves a flair for the thematic, on this exact anniversary, at 38 years old, he goes and scores his first ever World Cup hat-trick. Next up, let's get into the masterclass and a breakdown of those 3 goals. Let's actually walk through how these strikes happened, because it tells such a cool story. In the 17th minute, he latches onto a pass from Rodrigo de Paul and just delivers this blistering, powerful finish from the edge of the box. Fast forward to the 60th minute, there's a rebound off an Alexis McAllister effort, and who has the quickest reaction on the pitch? He does, pouncing on it instantly. Finally, 76th minute, he seals the deal with a low, drilled finish from just outside the area. A power finish, a rapid rebound, and a perfectly calculated low shot. That is a player who is entirely in control of his game. But wait, there's this wild layer of history to that 17th minute opener. The ball was blasted past the Algerian keeper, Luka Zidane. And yeah, for those of you following football royalty, Luka is the son of legendary World Cup winner Zinedine Zidane. So you literally have the son of a legend being beaten by the man many consider the greatest of all time. It's history layered on top of history in a fraction of a second. By the time that third goal hit the back of the net, the takeaway was crystal clear. Instinct, positioning, and composure. At 38 years old, when, let's be real, most professional footballers have been retired for years, he is still operating on a completely different planet than everyone else out there. He was reacting faster and thinking 3 steps ahead of athletes who are a decade or more younger than him. Which brings us to rewriting history and the numbers behind the legacy. So that 76th minute strike didn't just give him a hat-trick. It officially tied him with Germany's Miroslav Klose at the absolute top of the all-time World Cup scoring charts with 16 career goals. And in the process, he officially pushed Brazil's legendary Ronaldo down to 3rd place with 15. He is literally standing shoulder to shoulder with the absolute giants of this tournament. But honestly, this next number might be even more astonishing: 24. By scoring 3 times in this match, he reached 24 combined World Cup goals and assists over his career. This officially shatters the great Pelé's previous long-standing record of 21 combined World Cup goal contributions. The record held by the guy most people considered the undisputed greatest before Messi was even born? Yeah, it's officially gone. And just to add another layer to the mythos, he shattered one more benchmark for good measure. He officially eclipsed Cameroon's Roger Milla to become the oldest player to ever score multiple goals in a single World Cup match. He isn't just showing up at 38, he is actively dominating the pitch. Now, to really grasp how dominant Argentina was on the night, check out the possession battle. Algeria actually had 53% of the ball, but despite holding on to it more, they didn't manage a single shot on target against the reigning champs. 0. Argentina completely controlled the tempo, and their captain reminded the whole world exactly why they're the team to beat. Finally, let's look at the final chapter and the human story behind the stats. In what we all expect to be his 6th and final World Cup, he was subbed off shortly after sealing his hat-trick, and the stadium erupted into this deafening standing ovation. But the part that really gave me chills, even the Algerian fans, the opposing supporters, were on their feet clapping. They knew they'd just been granted a front row seat to a master magician at work, and they totally honored it. When journalists asked Argentina's coach, Lionel Scaloni, to describe his captain after the match, he was pretty much at a loss for words. He just gave this perfectly simple, understated summary. He's incredible. And honestly, what else can you say? Sometimes words just completely fail to capture a performance like that. So, as Argentina gets ready for their next match against Austria, where, remember, he's just one single goal away from breaking Klose's record outright, let's just pause and soak in what happened on this one night in Kansas City. A 200th international match, the 20th anniversary of his debut, a first World Cup hat trick, equaling the all-time scoring record, and surpassing Pelé's contribution record. It's almost too much to process all at once.
As Father Time ticks down on this utterly unparalleled career, I want to leave you with a thought to chew on for the rest of the tournament. Are we literally witnessing the final chapter of the greatest story football has ever told? Keep your eyes glued to the pitch because this history book is still open. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next breakdown.